All right, Gator Nation, welcome back to the Gator Nation podcast. I am the GNP, Gator Nation Principal Moten, and I am thrilled to be joined by two of our newest Gators here in Gator Nation. We have Mr. Leo Gayosso, who is our orchestra teacher, and we have someone that I used to call third in command, Grace Mozingo, math teacher. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. What about you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay, so you guys are brand new teachers, what we call the newbies, and we're a month into school. You've had an opportunity to kind of get your legs from underneath you and get all of the nervousness out. We're just going to talk very briefly about your experiences so far. So, which one of you, or did both of you dream of being a teacher?
I did since third grade.
Since third grade, you knew you were going to be a teacher.
Me, I always knew I wanted to do something with music. I always wanted to be a musician. And going into college, I decided to do music ed just because I knew there was a need for music teachers. And I was kind of coasting through. And then finally, senior year, finally get in front of a real classroom, a very familiar looking classroom at this point. And I realized I really liked it. And that's what I wanted to dedicate the rest of my life to.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So you wanted to be a teacher since third grade.
Mm-hmm.
About what grade or what age did you know teacher?
For sure, like less than 2 years ago, I would say.
Less than 2 years ago. All right, so let's talk about you first. Since third grade, you wanted to be a teacher. What was it about being a teacher or an educator that so early in your life you knew that was your passion, that was going to be your career?
It's a great question.
I know it was a great question.
Going through elementary school, I love to learn. I always love to learn. And I just looked at my teachers and I had such great admiration because I could watch them just command a classroom and bring joy to learning. And I knew that learning could bring so much for me and for my other classmates. And then so I was originally thinking just a classroom teacher, didn't really have math in the image. But then I hit middle school, and I actually went into middle school really disliking it and did not think I was good at the subject that is. And I had some teachers really buy into me, said, hey, like I actually think you probably could go up a couple levels, like you don't need to be in my class. And they pushed me, and I actually ended up being like in one of the highest level math classes that was available, and I learned to love it. And then I was like, other kids can learn to love this, and I became a math nerd. And then I wanted to share that joy, and that's where the math teacher passion was born.
Now, isn't that an awesome testimony that this was something that you weren't quite confident in the beginning, and then teachers, pushed you beyond what you thought were your limits, and now you're doing the same for others?
I hope so.
Okay, cool. All right, Mr. Leo.
So, just the teacher thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Tell us about the evolution of Mr. Gayosso, the teacher.
Yeah.
Musician, awesome, but around 2 years ago,
Mhm.
you knew that this would be your passion, your thing.
Yeah. Well, just thinking back to my days in middle school, high school, all that. A lot of my favorite teachers were like the really energetic ones, the really extroverted ones, and I never really considered myself much of an extrovert. So I suppose that might be a reason why I didn't really see myself in that position. But once I started, doing my student teaching with some, I had a couple mentors, visited a lot of classrooms, met a lot of teachers. I saw that I began to meet many people in the teaching position that were similar to myself. Maybe not super extrovert, but made me realize I could do it too. And once I got into the actual student teaching, especially here, I began to really enjoy it. Got excited when my students got excited, and going to the concerts and everything. And a lot of them, it was really nice to see them wanting me back. So the staff, other people around me back, and I just really felt at home coming here. So I knew there's no other option besides, coming here.
All right, so between the two of you, either one of you can answer, we can just go back and forth. What were you most excited about to get your first classroom?
I wanted to set it up. Yeah, I was so excited to decorate and have it comfy and cozy, and then just welcoming students into that.
I was excited to make something new, both me being part of the process, and students, and creating something brand new together.
Okay. Now, what had you the most nervous?
Most nervous? You got an answer?
Yeah, handling money and preparing trips and all that administrative stuff.
Okay. That's interesting. What you think?
Probably a lot of things. I think the most nervous was being completely in charge of the classroom. Like at first I was like, who thought I could handle all of these children? And just being able to decide by myself, like, we're doing this today, and being confident in that, that was pretty terrifying to start with.
Okay, so when did you know I got this?
I'm still getting there.
I'm still on my way. By the end of student teaching around, what was it, like April, May-ish, I realized I could, see myself in those shoes. And I'm still getting to the point where, now being, control, like you were mentioning, I can, starting to feel like I can get it. I can do it.
Okay. I love the attitude of, I don't quite have it yet. 20 plus years, there are days where I wonder what in the world am I doing. So that drives you though, to always improve. So I appreciate that answer. Who has the better hair?
I'll give it to you, I guess.
I think I do.
You think you do?
I'm sorry, but there's some competition.
All right, if you had one piece of advice to the old you, the old middle school you, what would you say?
Go for it.
I like it. I probably would say it's okay to not know, and just remind myself to advocate if I don't know, and be humble enough to admit when I don't know.
Okay. Now you say go for it. Go for what? What is it for you?
Anything.
What wasn't in middle school?
Being more outgoing, trying that new thing I did, or maybe, it wasn't necessarily a fear of not knowing. It was just, I don't know, sometimes I always waited for the push to come, and now I realize I should have just pushed myself more. Not wait for it to happen, just seize it.
Okay. All right. Well, we can go all evening, but I don't think either one of us have the energy to do so. So we're going to close up. Thank you both, first of all, for being amazing prior to even coming to Dutch McCree. We're very selective of the people that we bring into our school community, and you guys are among the top. So as your principal, I feel extremely blessed to have you guys on my staff. And I see evidence of that already, that others will be blessed to just be in your space as educators. So thank you for being you. Thank you for joining me here. You guys looked a little nervous coming in and start off with, not knowing that cryptic message I gave about having you on, but you rocked it out. I knew you would.
Thank you.
All right. So tradition here is when we close up an episode, our guests send us off with their very best Go Gators. Now it's two of you, so you're gonna have to figure out how to do this in concert and sing.
All right.
That's you.
Okay, I guess I'm the conductor then.
Okay.
And go Gators!